Welcome back, guys, to another movie review. Today we're talking about Parallel Mothers. Parallel Mothers is directed by Pedro Almodóvar. You might recognize him from films like Todo sobre mi madre, Mujeres al borde de un ataque de nervios, Hable con ella, Dolor y Gloria, Volver, and many, many more. He's worked with many famous actors from both Spain and Latin America, the likes of Penelope Cruz and Antonio Banderas. This particular film stars Penelope Cruz, Milena Smith, Israel Elejalde, and Aitana Sanchez Gijon. This is the story, as the title might suggest, of two mothers who come from distinct backgrounds but give birth on the same day. I haven't gone deep enough into Almodóvar's filmography to be able to make direct comparisons or critiques with his early work, as the only film that I can really speak to that I've seen in recent years would be Todo sobre mi madre. The films that he chooses to create and the stories he chooses to tell are typically not stories that are commonly discussed in mainstream filmmaking. He tends to lean into his political instincts with his art, and I commend him greatly for that, as when he writes and directs something, he tries to go for something greater. There was no questioning his talent as a storyteller, as he is a deeply influential Spanish filmmaker. Penelope Cruz was fantastic here in her work in this role as one of the Madres Paralelas. She was actually one of the surprises this year at the Oscar, getting an Oscar nomination for her performance in this role. The rest of the cast also gives a solid performance. However, the other parallel mother, played by Milena Smith, I thought gave a rather peculiar performance. I don't know if it was the direction of Almadova or the creative decisions by her as an actress, but it did call my attention and for me was a bit off. Don't get me wrong, she was good in the film, but I just wasn't always convinced by her character. The cinematography here is gorgeous, and all of the color and composition is a real treat for the eyes. It is clear that Almodóvar really enjoys deep, eye-grabbing colors like that of a deep red, which we see all over this movie, tons of red. He really does demonstrate seemingly effortless control over the construction of these beautiful images. Almadova really does create a fascinating and intricate drama intertwining the lives of these two parallel mothers and drawing in the audience to really want to know what's going to happen next. Personally, sometimes the writing and the execution of it on screen borders on melodramatic, but it does ride that line quite finely, and I think it was a really interesting and engaging tale to unravel. It focuses on motherhood and the nuances of it and how that plays out between these two parallel mothers coming from very divergent backgrounds, one not wanting a child at first and the other one really deeply craving motherhood. It shows how motherhood can be a blessing as well as a burden, depending, of course, on each individual's personal experience. Motherhood was also dissected in another film from 2021 in kind of a similar capacity in its own unique way, which was the film of The Lost Daughter. Both of which were strong films from 2021, both analyzing and dissecting motherhood. So, the thing that didn't fully work for me was a plot line in the film about an excavation. Penelope Cruz's character wants to exhume the body of her great-grandfather who was murdered by fascists during the Spanish Civil War. It is a compelling idea and a grand topic to go into in further detail, considering the open wound that Almodóvar touches upon, which is the White Terror. The White Terror starting up with the Spanish Civil War, 1936, and then going through the whole first period that is Francisco Franco's regime up until 1945. While during that 9-year period, over 100,000 people were killed. It was considered something of a social and ethnic kind of cleansing that was committed against pro-Republican Spaniards, who were the people who were against the coup d'etat that was being done or was done by Francisco Franco and his allies. This really encompassed anybody that Franco and the fascists did not like, i.e. liberals, socialists, communists, Protestant Christians, Jews, gay people, intellectuals, basically anybody who did not agree with their alt-right, right-wing fascist, and also Catholic ideology. They also tried to make sure that women stayed in their place and stayed in a traditional role in society by adopting official rape policies targeting immodest women that had Republican sympathies. This obviously is a very dark and sensitive period in Spanish history, and Almodóvar seems to want to address it in some way, shape, or form in this film. However, this excavation project that is linked to it through Penelope Cruz's character gets introduced at the beginning and mostly ignored until the end of the film. My personal opinion is that the focus of the story should have stayed on the parallel mothers exclusively, while avoiding trying to shoe in this heavy and important topic into a film where the central story really doesn't have much to do with it. To address this and fix this, it could have given greater protagonism to this topic and this issue and intertwined it in greater detail. Now, at the end of the day, this is still a strong film entry into Almodóvar's filmography and is worth a watch, especially for Penelope Cruz's great performance as well as the lovely cinematography that's put on display. It's on Netflix. Go check it out. I am going to give Madres, Paralelas, or Parallel Mothers in English 7 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, let me know what you guys thought about Madres, Paralelas, or Parallel Mothers in the comments below. If you haven't seen it, let me know what is your favorite Pedro Almodóvar film. And if you haven't seen any of his films, let me know what is your favorite Spanish film. And as always, if you like this video or any of my videos, go ahead and share it, like, and subscribe to stay up to date with what is going on my channel. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next video.